This is the 2025 Nissan Pathfinder Platinum. Is it a better mid-size SUV option? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm back at Orr Nissan in Shreveport, Louisiana, and we're going to go over this Platinum trim level of the Pathfinder for the 2025 model year. If you want to know more about this particular model, check out the link down in the description of the video. Here on the front end, we'll find our LED headlights. We're also going to have LED taillights out back. And the thing that I like here is that you have a unique look with the headlight housing, with your daytime running lights here. Not something that's going to be confused with other competitors out there on the road. Now, you do have the gloss black grille, the updated Nissan logo right there if you haven't seen that yet. And as we work our way around to the side here, we're going to have the surround on the fenders. I'm glad that's in a matte black or a flat black finish. That's definitely going to look better, looks more appropriate, but it's also going to hold up better with any kind of rocks or anything that might hit that area right there, anywhere in that area when you're driving around, wherever you may be. 20-inch wheels. Now you do have a spare tire, but it is a donut. But you know what? I'd rather have the donut than nothing at all. Body colored with your mirror caps. Turn signal indicators are built into the heated and power adjustable side view mirrors. When you push this button, you'll see there's one more function. They are also power folding. So a lot going on where these mirrors are concerned. We're also going to have our button right here. When you have the remote with you, you can unlock or lock all four doors from the rear or the front doors. That's always a nice thing to have. And speaking of the remote, let's take advantage of the bright sunshine here and show you. You have remote start, you have lock and unlock. You can open and close your power tailgate, and there's your panic button if you need that. Nice, compact remote. And we're gonna have our roof rails up top. They come with the crossbars. That means you have some extra cargo options when you need that. And we'll work our way around here to the rear. You're going to have your LED tail lights. You'll also find the Pathfinder and Platinum logos back here. Now, one big advantage here for those of you that are looking for max towing capacity to be as high as possible, it goes up to 6,000 pounds with the Pathfinder. And you're going to have your hands-free tailgate back here. I'm just going to kick my foot underneath the bumper. Well, I say I am. Let's see if we can get that to work for us. There we go. Second time it worked for me. That was me, not the vehicle that caused that. Now, one thing I did on purpose here was that I set the height of the tailgate very low. You can adjust this accordingly, and all you have to do is move it into whatever position you want to. We're going to open that back up to where it's all the way. And we're going to hold the button down right here and listen for the beeps. Now, I'm going to close that, and when I open it back up, you'll see that it opens all the way. And you can use the remote to open that. You can use the button on the tailgate. You can also use the hands-free feature where I kicked my foot under the bumper. There's also an option on the interior for that. But there you go. If you're wondering how to reset that tailgate height, it's that simple. Under the hood is the 3.5-liter six-cylinder engine that puts out 284 horsepower and 259 pound-feet of torque, mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. And I'll give you a quick look at the window sticker. I know a lot of you like to see that, so there that is for you. You can always pause the video if you want to look at that. How about your MPGs? 20 city, 27 highway, 23 combined, 4.3 gallons of gas. And by the way, this is the two-wheel drive model. You will find an 18.5-gallon gas tank. On a single tank of gas in the city, you should be able to drive about 370 miles and 425.5 miles out on the highway. We're looking at 16.6 up to 80.5 cubic feet worth of cargo capacity. To maximize that cargo capacity, let down those headrests first. Now, out of habit, I know I might want to pull on these releases right here. They're not releases, actually. They're just straps to help once you lower the seats. You actually do that right there. So the Honda Pilot does have that type of release where you pull on the strap and then use that to get it back up. Now, one thing important to note here with the straps, make sure they are Velcroed down like that. There is a spot for that right here, and you can put that there. That way the strap isn't way up there where it's hard to get to as far as depending on the length of your arms, but that does make it easier to get the seats back into their upright position. You'll also see the panoramic sunroof right there. It has a power shade that can be drawn forward, and you also have the front portion that will open. We'll also have a little bit of extra storage space here underneath the floor. I like that. You do have the partitions where you can leave those in and section everything off. Or if you want to, you can also put those back in and have 4 different areas for storage. And for those of you who are not fans of an all-black interior, here's a great option for you. I do like this color combination. There's plenty of room with the armrest and a couple of bottle holders here and some storage behind that. You'll also have your nice large door bin right there. Larger bottles can fit in this area if needed. Also, the shade, the privacy shades that can be put in place on both doors. Now, as you can see, there are a couple of different positions where these middle seats can be set to help with leg room for the 3rd row passengers. And I also made sure to recline the seat all the way back so that you could see how that looks, because some people ask about that. They want to know if these seats recline. And to gain access to the 3rd row, we just push this button right here, and the seat will get up and out of the way and make it pretty easy to get in. So let's see if I can do that. Get on in here, and we'll pull that seat back. Now, this seat is way back at the moment. Normally it would be about right here, so you can see where the leg space would be. But since I have the seat reclined, that's going to be a little bit further back. How does that look, actually? Well, I barely have enough room for my finger between my leg and the back of the seat, but you know what? I might be able to live with this for a short time, at least driving around town. However, we have all sorts of room over here on the driver's side. So you can see I have a lot more space, definitely plenty of headroom. In fact, I'll turn the camera around and show that to you. Plenty of headroom right there. And my favorite location, if you watch me regularly, for the air conditioning vents. Say if you were comparing the Pathfinder to the Honda Pilot, the air conditioning vents in the Pilot are down here. In my opinion, that air takes longer to get to the passenger, at least to their face. I think this is a better setup. We're also going to find our USB port here and a couple of cup holders. We'll have the same thing over here on the passenger side. And to get back out, if somebody forgets who's in the back seat, passengers can just push that button, and again, the seat gets up and out of the way. There is the shade that I mentioned earlier, the power shade that can be drawn forward to conceal away the panoramic sunroof if so desired. Now, it would be nice to have some kind of a little place to pull on something, a tab right there, but it's not too bad to reach up and pull down the fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in, a little bit of storage right there. And there are seating for 3 people back here, as is the case in the rear. And if you're looking for the 3rd seat belt, there it is up there. You just pull that down and you're good to go. And we'll also find plenty of room here. I do have the seats all the way back, but there is a ton of leg space, plenty of head space, and air conditioners in the same spot. We'll also find the command center here on the rear of the center console for managing the fan speed and managing temperature right there as well, depending on what everybody wants. We also have heated seats, heated outboard seats for the passengers back here, and we also have a power outlet right here and a couple of USB ports. And I better not fail to mention it, there are also rear seat pockets on the back of the driver and passenger seats. And I'm going to reach over here and push the button, start everything up, and let you see what's going on as I give you the sticker price. It's $53,475. Tell me what you think about that sticker price. I do like the way that the dash comes to life with the animated graphics. That works really well and looks very nice. We'll look over here on the passenger side door. A nice large door bin again, and the nice large armrest. And here's a big advantage. You have 10-way adjustable driver and passenger seats. They're power adjustable. Both have lumbar support. I know that's good news for a lot of people because those are things that you want. Now, let's take a look over here onto the driver's side door. You will find seat memory here. I wish I was on the passenger side too. You already saw the buttons here for controlling your mirror position. You can fold and unfold those mirrors, and everything for locking and unlocking your windows, as well as rolling those windows down and back up. You have a power adjustable steering wheel. When you turn the vehicle off, the steering wheel will move out of the way or move forward to make it easier to get out, and then it will move back into place wherever it has been preset once you turn the vehicle back on. You have your shifter paddles here for working your way back and forth through the 9-speed automatic transmission. Everything for turning your headlights on right there, or you can just leave that on auto. You can even see all of the options right there, or you can turn them off depending on what you want to do. You also use that for your turn signal indicators if you've been to turn signal school and learned how to use that. Here's everything for your front and rear window wiper, and a very comfortable steering wheel. It is heated. And here are all of your steering wheel mounted controls depending on what you need to do or see. We can also use the scroll wheel right here to go through different bits of information depending on what we want to know about or we want on the screen. You can push on that and make some adjustments to lane assist, to blind spot assist, and emergency assist. And we can arrow our way back through several different settings. It makes things very simple. You can really use what I call the hunt and peck method here to work your way through everything and find whatever it is you need to find, which, by the way, one thing I will mention here, you see it right here. There's the head-up display setting. I don't know how well that's going to show up with my camera, but it is there. You can go in and make changes to that. As you can see, to the brightness, the height, everything you need, rotation, it's all there and all very easy to deal with. So you don't have any trouble learning the technology here. If maybe this is something new to you, don't let it scare you off. That's one thing I really like here, is that it's very simple. And before we move on from that, I did want to show you one more thing. There's your D mode or drive mode selector. And what's interesting, when you bring that up on the screen, you can also see the D mode selector right there. So I guess you know exactly what you're doing. So we do have several different driving modes: standard, eco. You'll also have sport and tow. So quite a few different driving modes. You also have snow mode right there. That's a good thing to have. Now, we'll move on to our upper console up here. We do have a sunglass holder right here. I always like to see that. Seems like fewer and fewer vehicles have that in this day and age. And there are the rest of the controls up there. You do have a 9-inch screen right here. Tell me what you think about that. Some of you tell me that that's too small of a screen, but I'm always curious to know what your thoughts are. You can go through your different screens here. You only have 3 screens to work your way through, but that's good. It's not too much of an overload, too much information to deal with. You also have your knobs here for the radio. You can turn the volume down right there or up and turn that on and off or adjust what you're listening to. And then when we push camera right here, what comes up? There are our camera views. I like the fact that the camera, they have the overhead view right there. That's always nice. And you can push that button again and have multiple views around the vehicle depending on where you need to see and what you need to see. Also, when we go into reverse, there's our backup camera. And again, that overhead view. Very nice and very convenient. And we have a few more one-touch buttons right here. You can use your map right there. You do have built-in navigation if you want to. You can also wirelessly pair your smartphone and use whatever you want to there as well. Dual zone climate control, and another advantage with the seats: heated seats, 3 different stages, and ventilated seats, 3 different stages there. We're going to need that here in Northwest Louisiana, actually today and through the rest of the week, going into the mid-80s. But I'm not complaining. I'd rather have warm weather than cold weather. There's your wireless charging pad if you need to use that, and you also see that you have some connectivity options down there, including the 12-volt power outlet and a couple of USB options. Nice and convenient. Here's your shifter, easy to deal with. I like how that fits in the palm of my hand. We just push the P to go back into park. And something else, let me get this out of the way, that I really like here, that honestly I'd like to see more vehicles have, is the pass-through. You can see that. Just an easy place, additional storage that is available in a lot of vehicles, but not being used in that respect. You also can turn off the auto stop start feature or on, depending on what your preference is. You've got your power parking brake and brake hold mode right there. I guess you could store whatever will fit right there. We also have some space in front of the cup holders, and then our center console. Plenty of room there. Plenty of room within and plenty of room on top to use that as an armrest. And one more thing I wanted to share with you is that you have the front and rear parking sensors. Let me see if I can get that to go off for us. There we go. You can hear the sensors, and you can also see the cameras come up and let you know how close you might be to whatever's in front of you or behind you. And let's talk about driving the Pathfinder. A comfortable ride quality. The seats seem like they would be enjoyable to ride in for quite a while, at least here in the front seat. I can't really tell you anything about the rear seating area, the second or third rows, because obviously I can't drive from there and sit back there at the same time. Boy, wouldn't that be a trick to do that, but not possible. Good handling characteristics. The steering is nice and responsive. And obviously, while this is a 2-wheel drive model, you can go all-wheel drive. So if that's something you need, depending on your situation, where you live, especially if you get a lot of snow and ice, definitely a good option to have all-wheel drive that's going to complement that snow mode quite a bit. Although you'll probably be decently in decent shape with front wheel drive as well. Easy to see out of, which I really like, but you have all those great driving aids, including your blind spot monitoring, that are going to help and make that even better. Overall, I'm very comfortable here as far as the space goes. There's plenty more room to grow, so to speak, so somebody who is really tall, or maybe not so tall, can adjust the seat and the steering wheel accordingly to their position where they need to be able to see and are going to be comfortable with everything. Always a nice advantage to have all of that adjustability built into these vehicles, so whether you're 6 feet plus or maybe around 5 feet tall, you won't have any trouble. The technology here, while there's some really nice technology in this Pathfinder, I wouldn't say that it's an overload. I think it's a very nice amount, but it's not too much and it's not too little. It's not challenging to learn. That's always a good thing. And one thing I forgot to mention earlier in the video, we do have the typical glove box location, the conventional location where you would expect to find that over here. But you also have a little bit of storage space above that. Now, when I say a little bit, that's an intentionally used term because it's not very tall. I would love to see a little bit more space there, but you know what? It is nice to see more and more automakers taking advantage of that space than what we've seen in the past. The gas pedal and the brake pedal, easy to manage, easy to adjust to, not a big deal for those of you that don't care for a turbocharged engine. Obviously, you'll never deal with turbo lag because you don't have a turbocharged engine at this point. Now, I don't know for sure what's coming in 2026, if we're going to see the Pathfinder coming with the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder or not. That is in the Infinity version right now, the QX60. So I'm not sure about that. I know a lot of people expected to see that for 2025 with the Pathfinder, but that is not the case. And there it is, the 2025 Nissan Pathfinder Platinum. Is it a better midsize SUV? Tell me what you think down in the comments section. Not a lot of midsize SUVs that are still offering the 6-cylinder engines under the hood. So this is definitely a front runner where that is concerned, if that's something you're interested in. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends at Or Nissan here in Shreveport, Louisiana for loaning me this Pathfinder for the day so I can tell you all about it. I also want to thank all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That's very helpful to me. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And if you would, please share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. If you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.